hard to talk about yourself. And what FounderBrands helped me do is answer the questions that people want to hear and have practice at doing that. So I started out with 0 on X, right? But from the first post, not only did I hear back from people saying, great video, I pretty quickly had people starting to reach out to me for help. I think everybody realizes you have to make an investment in marketing. If you want to grow, you need to hire somebody like FounderBrands.
I'm here with Ashley Storm Ruleman. Ashley, can you describe your business briefly and what you do?
I tell my 7-year-old son I help business owners solve problems. And that's really what I love about what I do and the simplest way to describe it. But solving a problem starts with being prepared. So I help people set up a strong foundation for their business through the legal structure that we use to create LLCs, enter into contracts with people, and then beyond that into your insurance and other pieces of your business that form a legal foundation that helps you manage risk. And managing risk helps you prepare for crises and be prepared for opportunities. So that's what I help small businesses do.
Okay, awesome. And why did you decide to invest in building your personal brand?
Especially for the work that I do, I have to build trust with people. That's something that's pretty easy and natural for me just as a person. But in order to connect with people beyond the really small world of people I run into in my day-to-day life, I realized that I needed to create a personal brand online. However, I realized I didn't know really what that meant and how to go about doing it.
Gotcha. Okay. So can you share how working with FounderBrands has impacted you and your business in terms of leads, your reputation, your personal brand, and business growth?
Immediately. From the first video, I got feedback from people starting out people whom I knew, but maybe had forgotten what I did. Or maybe they knew that I was a lawyer, but they didn't really know what I did on a day-to-day basis. So that was really encouraging. So not only did I hear back from people saying, great video, I pretty quickly had people starting to reach out to me for help on their various small business issues. From the time I started working with FounderBrands, within 2 months, I had my biggest month ever. My revenue almost doubled over my previous typical month. Yeah, and truly, it's only been a couple months. And I experienced that, like I said, right away. As far as reputation, I feel like working with FounderBrands also helped me build confidence. It's hard to talk about yourself. And what FounderBrands helped me do is answer the questions that people want to hear and have practice at doing that. So it's not only a benefit to me to create the content, but also have an opportunity to practice telling someone, this is why I started out as a lawyer. This is why I love doing what I do. Here are the kinds of problems I help people solve. This is the kind of problem I helped someone solve yesterday. So that helps create the content, but then also helps build my confidence and clarify the things that I'm great at.
Yeah, that's awesome. Super cool to hear that, Ashley. So you talked a little bit about how people who didn't hear from you for a while, maybe, or didn't know exactly what you did, they're starting to reach out. How have you seen a difference in how people perceive you and your personal brand now versus before you started with FounderBrands?
First example that comes to mind is someone whom I've known for more than 20 years, another professional, a girlfriend from high school who has gone on and been super successful in her realm. And I've watched her, because through the miracle of Facebook, I've watched her grow and do great things as she pursued her career. And I assume the same for her, that, I never really posted about my work. But she was the first person to reach out to me because when I started creating content, she saw it and immediately realized what I was doing. And it just so happened that she was going out on her own and needed the services that I provided. So I had the benefit of having a long time relationship with this person, best friends, obviously, or she would know what I'd been doing. But she immediately called because we're from the same hometown. She knows my family. There's that automatic trust foundation combined with being able to share the things that I was doing work-wise. I literally hear anytime, I would say every day, because maybe I'm not going out into a place where I'm interacting with the public, but anytime I see someone I don't see every day, I'm hearing, I love your videos. That was so helpful. I'm so inspired in my own business because I see you sharing the content. So I guess in terms of perception and reputation, similarly, just kind of all of a sudden had gained that with the content and the videos that I've been putting out.
That's awesome. And something we like to share is the low-hanging fruit at the beginning when creating content is people that you already do know. It's that network you already have. Once you start to get consistent, your reach expands. And then you build those relationships with people outside of your immediate network. And that's what takes several months. So you're not getting those results right away. So yeah, that's the expectation we set for our clients coming in as well.
Well, and I can see the foundation of that starting with X. So I started out with 0 on X, right? So I had low expectations. But even in the short time I've been posting content on X, I see people repeatedly commenting, repeatedly liking. And though I wouldn't say I have a full-fledged relationship with those people, I see the foundation of that already growing. I think something special about FounderBrands is the ability to create content that really aligns with my voice. I've hired other companies in the past and just really cringed when I saw or I had to spend so much time like rewriting the post. I remember one time I have a specific niche where I help people with their liquor licenses within my work. So someone was trying to create posts related to that, and they were creating like a fruity holiday cocktail post, which is great, but that is like, it's not what my audience wants to hear. It's not what I drink. It's not that, something I would even share with my friends. It matched the subject matter, but it didn't match anything else. And so what I love about working with FounderBrands is really just the ease of it. I review the posts, and for the most part, I'm just click and go because there's such an alignment with my actual voice. I really appreciate how y'all can listen to me and hear the things that I care about and my experiences and really reflect that and try to put something on me that you think is trending now, or that's something that's not necessarily that I would be interested in.
And that's great to hear. And we have systems in place to allow that to happen for all of our clients. And also testament to our content managers who are writing the content. They are so good, and we would be nowhere without them. So always fortunate to have them on the team. So I want you to tell me about your content creation process before FounderBrands. You said you worked with some other agencies or some other writers. And even if you posted content on your own, what did your content process look like before FounderBrands?
I started out initially trying to write content, primarily blogs, and then maybe summarize them for social media posts. And I had a lot of content in my head to create, but I struggled with creating it consistently. Then I started creating videos, and I guess this was about a year ago, and realized, well, that's really easy because I don't have to think through what exact word to say. And I also found that it resonated with my audience. But then I realized, well, I just kind of stopped and thought, what am I doing? I didn't have any strategy behind it. It was just kind of like throwing spaghetti at a wall. So I stopped. And then a few months later was when I got connected with you guys. And so I felt like your process took what I was doing, helped make it more consistent. The written content was just so time consuming for me to say it the right way. And like I said a moment ago, when you guys create written content from our conversations, I really struggled before, primarily with consistency. And that was because it just was difficult for me to create content on my own.
Gotcha. Okay. Can you tell me about a time where you drove a new client from organic social media, from posts that we have created for you?
I've recently had a business owner reach out to me to create an LLC. So this is like my bread and butter, the work that I really love doing, especially helping new business owners. She was wanting to start a bakery and wanted to have liability protection. She would not have known who I was unless I had been posting content, and her friend, who is a friend of mine on social media, told her, oh, you need to talk to Ashley. The process was super easy because she already trusted me based on the recommendation and then seeing my content online. So she called me up and just wanted to get going right away. I didn't really even feel like there was a vetting process. She knew I could do the work that she needed and she wanted to get started, and it was quickly done. So great for me, great for her. And it was really a joy to work with her.
Yeah. So what you mentioned, I like to call a second degree connection. So it wasn't someone that you drove specifically through your post and that end client, right? It was someone who you knew who also saw your value add content on social media and made a referral for you. So there's embedded trust in that entire process. I love those second degree connections. Okay, so based on the results that we've seen so far, where do you see your business in about 6 to 12 months?
My expectation is it will continue to grow. And because of that, I'm working on hiring somebody. I had my biggest month in October I think I've ever had. And I'm about 2/3 of the way to hitting my revenue goal. That in my mind, if I could get to this point, then that would be success. The next step in needing to grow and bring on more people. my expectation is I'll continue to grow and continue to build a business that won't only serve my clients, but also serve others whom I can give jobs to and train to do the awesome work I have the honor to do for my clients.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool. Awesome to hear. Looking forward to achieving that. What surprised you about working with FounderBrands? And did you have any misconceptions before starting?
I wouldn't call it misconceptions, but as much as bad experiences. I hadn't had a great experience with hiring people to create content for me. I remember one time I gave someone a blog to write. I had written the blog and she just needed to like rewrite it, make it a little SEO. I don't know what she was going to do. She was going to make it better. Charged me $900 for one blog. So those are the kinds of experience I've had where there wasn't a value add or where there was a total misalignment. Because FounderBrands was recommended by a friend, I had, I think, a higher level of expectation. But I would say the thing that has surprised me the most about it is the lack of effort required on my part in terms of editing or needing to modify any of the proposed content and the ease of creating the content. I really enjoy having the conversations with your content manager. It's just a really fun process. It's been fun.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. If someone's on the fence about working with FounderBrands, what would you tell them?
If someone was on the fence, it would only be because of money. I think everybody realizes you have to make an investment in marketing if you want to grow. So either you want to grow or you don't. And if you want to grow, you need to hire somebody like FounderBrands, and particularly FounderBrands, because what I've said before, the most important thing is to be authentic in creating your content. And that's really hard to do when you bring someone else on. And that's what I think FounderBrands excels at. So that's why I would suggest FounderBrands out of the overwhelming number of options that are out there in terms of content creation. Buying a course, doing it yourself. If you want consistency and quality, you should hire FounderBrands.
Awesome. Last question for you, Ashley. Do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share with the viewers?
For me, it's scary to invest outside of my comfort zone in things like marketing. I have been really surprised how quickly it has paid off. And I know there'll be ups and downs. I had my highest month ever. That might not be next month, but I know I'm on a trajectory now. I was stuck before at a certain level of business, and I recognized I needed to make a change to get out of that. I didn't realize at the time that hiring FounderBrands would be a key part of moving me forward. But unless you want to just stay where you are, it's worth it to make the investment in your business. It's a low threshold. Try it out for a few months. If you're like me, you'll see really quickly that it's worth it.
Awesome. Thanks so much today for spending the time, Ashley. And for anyone listening, if you need legal advice specifically on creating LLC, new business questions, liability, that kind of stuff, hit up Ashley. She is the best. Thanks again, Ashley.
Thank you.